Hello students, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. So student, in the previous part of the video, we have finished our chapter number 5, that was arithmetic progression. And today we will start a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is coordinate geometry. Okay, this is the 7th chapter of your NCERT book. Okay, so today we are going to start coordinate geometry. Student, in class 9th you have studied same chapter. Okay, that coordinate geometry chapter was given in, I think, chapter number 3 in class 9th. Okay, so in that chapter you had studied some things like x-axis, y-axis, the point on x-axis, the point on y-axis, what are the coordinates on in the first coordinate, what is the coordinate in the second quadrant, like so on. Okay, so I think you have a little bit idea about this chapter. Okay, so I will start from the basics so that you can understand everything. Okay, so we will start from xy axis. Okay, so the first topic is Cartesian coordinate axis. Okay, Cartesian coordinate axis. Okay, so what is the meaning of Cartesian coordinate axis? Okay, so student, whenever you plot a graph, what you do in a graph paper, you made x-axis and you made y-axis. Okay, so let's start. What I am going to do, I am going to draw x-axis and y-axis together. Okay, suppose it is x, it is o, it is x dash, it is y, o, y dash. Okay, now by seeing this we can say x, o, x dash is our x-axis and y, o, y dash is our y-axis, and at this point when the x-axis and y-axis meets together is known as origin. This you already know. Okay, this is known as origin. So the combination of x-axis and y-axis is known as Cartesian coordinate axis. Okay, in Cartesian coordinate axis both x-axis and y-axis comes. Okay, so here we can say here x, o, x dash is what? X-axis, and y, o, y dash is y-axis. Okay, and you know student, these two axes are mutual perpendicular to each other, means the angle between these two axes are 90 degree. Okay, these two axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, now x-axis is also known as abscissa and y-axis is known as ordinate. Okay, now student, suppose you have to locate a point in this xy plane. This Cartesian coordinate system is also known as xy plane. Okay, this is also known as xy plane. Why we know it xy plane? Because this board is a plane, and in this plane which two axes we have drawn? That is x-axis and y-axis. That's why this system is also known as xy plane. Okay, now student, one thing is that suppose you have to locate any point in this xy plane. Okay, you have to locate any points in this xy plane. So before locating any point in xy plane, we should understand the direction of the axis. Okay, now see, it is the origin now. When we will move in this direction along x-axis, so this side will known as positive x-axis. Okay, similarly in the opposite side is known as negative x-axis. Okay, similarly in the upside this is known as positive y-axis and this is known as negative y-axis. Okay, so now when we have drawn this xy plane or Cartesian plane, we have found four quadrants. Okay, this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. Okay, now student, so whatever points will lie, see, it will be our first, it will be our second, it will be our third, and it will be our fourth. Okay, there are four quadrants. First, second, third, fourth are known as quadrant. So we can write now here first, comma second, comma third, and fourth are known as quadrants. Okay, are known as quadrants. Now, whatever points will come in the first quadrant, suppose I have written one point, how will I know that it will lie in first, second, or third, or fourth? So see, in first quadrant, when you will see x and y, so in these two cases, x is also positive, y is also positive. So any point lie in the first coordinate have the sign of plus and plus. Okay. Similarly, in second, see, x is minus and y is plus. So here will be the sign minus plus. In third, both are negative, so sign will be minus minus. And in the fourth, x is plus and y is minus, that's why plus minus. This you already know, student, in class 9th. Okay, this thing you already know. Now problem is that what is point and what is the coordinates of points. Okay, what is point and what is the coordinate of points. So I will tell you later. So first you will draw this whole diagram. What I have started? I have started from Cartesian coordinate axis, and Cartesian coordinate axis is nothing but the combination of x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so here x o x dash is x-axis, y o y dash is y-axis, o is origin. Okay, and this is first, second, third, and fourth quadrants. Okay, and sign we have already mentioned. Okay, so this diagram you can note. After that, student, I will tell you, suppose, student, I will make this figure only. Okay, I am not going to erase this figure. See, suppose points in Cartesian plane. Okay, Cartesian plane, Cartesian coordinate axis, Cartesian coordinate axis. So what is points? Student, what is point? I told you from the starting, every point has its x-axis also, its x-coordinate also, and y-coordinate also. Okay, suppose when we have studied linear equation in two variables, so there was one value of x and one value of y was there. So when we have write the solution, how we have written? We have written x comma y. We have written now. So this is known as point. This is known as point. It means that every point has its own x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay, so we will write every point has its own x coordinate, and x coordinate is also known as abscissa, and y coordinate. Okay, y coordinate, and y coordinate is known as ordinate. Okay, so from here we can say every point has its x coordinate, which is known as abscissa, and y coordinate, which is known as ordinate. And whenever we write the coordinates of any point, or we can say whenever we write any point, it should have its x coordinate also, and it should have its y coordinate also. So we can say any point coordinate can be written as x comma y. any point coordinate can be written as x comma y, because in every point there is x also and there is y also. Okay, so from this discussion we can say that every point has its own coordinate, and coordinates of any point can be represented like x comma y. First we write the value of x, then we write the value of y. First is x, then second the y. Suppose in the question one point is written, that is 1 comma 2. Okay, and someone asked you what is abscissa is here. So abscissa is known as the x coordinate, so abscissa is 1 and ordinate is 2, means the value of x is 1 and the value of y is 2. Okay, so I think this is clear, student, to all of you. Okay, so note down it. Now students, we will study on one new thing, that whenever a point is lying on x-axis and y-axis, so what will be its coordinate? Okay, so the heading is that any point coordinates on x-axis and y-axis. The meaning of this topic is that whenever a particular point is lying on x-axis or y-axis, what will be its coordinate? So any point lies on x-axis is of the form of x comma 0, and any point lies on y-axis is of the form of 0 comma y. Means whenever a particular point is lying on x-axis, its coordinate should be like x comma 0. Means whenever a point lies on x-axis, its y will be 0, and whenever a point is lying on y-axis, its x will be 0. Okay, so whenever a point lies on x-axis, so its coordinate will be x comma 0 type, and whenever a point lies on y-axis, its coordinate should be like 0 comma y. Okay, so suppose minus 4 comma 0 is given, and someone asked you on which axis it will lie. So it will lie on x-axis. Similarly, when 0 comma 4 is written, so on which axis it will lie? It will lie on y-axis. Okay, this is the just a reminder for you, because this thing you already know, this thing you have already studied in the last class. Okay, so this is just the reminder for you. So up to now we have studied what is Cartesian plane, what is a point, what are the quadrants, what are the sign of quadrants, and a point has its own coordinate, and coordinates of the point can be written as x comma y, where x is known as abscissa, y is known as ordinate, and whenever a point lies on x-axis, then it will be like x comma 0 type, and whenever a point lies on y-axis, it will be the type 0 comma y. So this is the information which you have already studied in the last class. Now we will study the new things which is given in the 10th class syllabus. Okay, so see what we have to study in this chapter, student. So first write what we will study in this chapter. Okay, see what we will study. The portion of this chapter. Portion of this chapter means what thing we will going to study in this chapter. Okay, portion of this chapter is that first thing is that distance formula. Distance formula. Okay, distance formula. Second thing is that section formula. Only these two things we will study in this chapter. Earlier it was area of triangle also, student. Area of triangle also. Okay, area of triangle also, but after the cancellation of some topic, means whatever revised syllabus comes, in that area of triangle has removed. Only these two part you have to study. The first part is distance formula and the second formula is section formula. This thing you have not to study in this year, because you have already seen that most of the days has been lost due to coronavirus. That's why CBSE has decided to cancel this topic. So in this chapter you will study only two things, that is distance formula and second is section formula. And according to the exercise we have to finish up to 7.1 and 7.2. Only these two exercises we have to study. Okay, so now I am going to start our first topic, that is distance formula. Okay, now student, our first topic is that distance formula. Now what is the meaning of distance formula? The meaning of distance formula is that we have to find the distance between 2 points. How many points? 2 points. And I told you now, any point can be represented by its own coordinate. Means any point should have its abscissa also, and it should have also its ordinate. So in this, with the help of this formula, we can find the distance of 2 points. Okay, so first we will study. Suppose I have drawn a coordinate axis, and this is the point P, student, suppose, and its coordinate is x comma y. Okay, so how you know a particular thing is x and the particular thing is y? Suppose it is point P and its coordinate is x comma y. This is x dash, this is y dash, and this is origin. Now, so P is, its coordinate is x comma y. So what is x, student? What is x? X is known as the perpendicular distance from its y-axis. The value of x is nothing but the perpendicular distance of a point from y-axis. So see, student, y-axis is this now, so it means that this distance is known as x, means horizontal line is known as x and the perpendicular line is known as y. So x is nothing but the perpendicular distance. See, this line is perpendicular to y-axis, so this distance is known as x. And y is what? Y is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. So this is known as y. Okay, so that's why now you say this is known as x and this is known as y. This you already know, student. Whenever a point is given, suppose I can give you one example also. Suppose I have written like this. Suppose it is 3, 5. A point A, it is 3, 5. So what is 3? 3 is this distance now. 3 is this distance and 5 is this distance. Means 3 is x. So we are talking about x now. So we will see in x-axis, and y is 5. So we will see in y-axis. So 3 is, when we will see this and when we will draw this to the y-axis, so it is C. This line is parallel to this line now. So that's why the value of abscissa is nothing but the perpendicular distance from y-axis, and the value of ordinate is nothing but the perpendicular distance from x-axis. Means whenever you see a point in x, you see the x-axis, and we all know that x-axis is perpendicular to y. So that's why the value of abscissa is nothing but the perpendicular distance from y, and the value of ordinate is the perpendicular distance from x. Okay, so this is the clarification of the points. Okay, that this is the reason that, see, student, I told you whenever a point lies on x-axis, its coordinate is x, 0. Suppose it is a point and it is lying on the x-axis and its coordinate is x, 0. It will be now see, x is what? X is what? X is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. So see, it is y-axis, and see, this is perpendicular to y-axis now. So this distance will be x. Now, what is y? Y is 0. And see, when this point will lie on x-axis, and we know that ordinate is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. So see, when it will lie on x-axis, and we have to calculate the distance from x-axis, so there is no distance. So that's why whenever a point lies on x-axis, its coordinate is x comma 0. In the y-axis, coordinate is 0 comma y na? Coordinate is 0 comma y, and 0 is what? Abscissa, and abscissa distance can be calculated by y-axis, and because this point is lying on y-axis, so that's why its abscissa is 0. And now what about y? Y is the distance from x-axis, so it is x-axis, so this is its distance, so that's why it is y. So this concept you can understand by this, okay? Whenever we write a point, it should have abscissa and ordinate. And how it can be calculated? Abscissa can be calculated by the perpendicular distance from y-axis, and ordinate can be calculated from perpendicular distance from x-axis. Suppose, I can give one example after this formula, okay? Now we are going to study distance formula. I hope you have understood. So first, what is the meaning of distance formula? This formula is generally used for finding the distance between 2 points. Now see, suppose I have drawn a Cartesian plane. This is x dash is a x-axis, y dash is a y-axis. Suppose one point is lying here A, and second point is lying here B. Its coordinate is x1 comma y1, and its coordinate is x2 comma y2. Why I have written x1 y1 x2 y2? Because there are 2 points, so A is the first point, so that's why it is x1 comma y1, and B is the second point, that's why its coordinate is x2 comma y2. Now student, see, what will be x1 student? X1 will be this, na? X1 will be this, or y1 will be this. See, I will write downside x1 comma y1. Suppose its coordinate is x1 comma y1. So this distance will be x1, and this distance will be y1. Okay. Or because it is x1, so that will lie in the x-axis, so here will be x1, and this will be y1. This we have calculated of x and y, because this point is x1 comma y1, so this distance will be x1 and this distance will be y1. We have joined these 2 points, so this is parallel to this, so if this is x1, so this will also be x1, if this is y1, so this will also be y1. Same in this case. Now student, this is the point now. What you do, you draw a perpendicular from here, you draw a perpendicular from here. Means from this point, you draw one perpendicular to x-axis, and from this point, you draw one perpendicular to y-axis. Same case we have done in this also. So see, this is what? This is in which direction? Y direction, na? So it will be the R value of ordinate. So this distance will be y2. And see, this distance is parallel to which axis? Parallel to x-axis, so this will be our x2. Now, see, this is parallel to this, so from here to here, it will be what? x2 now. And from here to here, it will be our y2. I think student, it is clear to you. What I have done, in first case, in case of A, I have drawn 2 perpendicular to x-axis and y-axis. So when we will draw this from this point, one perpendicular to x-axis, so it will be the value of ordinate, so it will be our y1. And when we will draw a perpendicular from this point to y-axis, so this will be our abscissa, so that will be our x1. Now we can see that it is a rectangle, so if it is a x1, so it will also be x1, it will be a y1, so it will also be a y1. Same case we have applied for point 2. Okay, so again from B we have drawn one perpendicular to this axis and one perpendicular to this axis. So because this is in the y direction, so this will be the value of y2, and this will be in the x direction, so this will be the value of x2. This is the proof of distance formula. Okay, so this distance will be x2 and this distance will be y2. Now we have to find the distance between A and B now, so join it. Okay, so we have to find these two distance, that is AB. Okay, now student, what you do, you join like this in dotted. Okay, you join like this. Now student, see, suppose it is point C. Now what we will write, let 2 points A and B are there. The coordinates of A is x1 comma y1 and coordinates of B is x2 comma y2. Okay, I told you now the coordinates of A is x1 comma y1 because A is a point and a point has its own coordinates, so its coordinate is x1 comma y1. Second point is B, so its coordinate is x2 comma b2. So we have to what do? We have to find the distance between A and B. It means that we have to find this AB. So what we will write, student, afterwards? So we will write, we have to find distance between A and B, that is equal to AB. A and B is also known as AB. So this distance we have to find. So first you note down this thing. Now afterwards I am going to erase this part. Now students, see, if this is x2, from here to here it is x2 and from here to here it is x1. So what will be this, student? Suppose it is 10, it is 4. So what will be this? 6 now. Same as if it is x2 from here to here, suppose it is m, it is n, and it is O. So ON is x2 and OM is x1. So this distance will be what, student? This distance will be x2 minus x1. This distance will be x2 minus x1. And if this distance is x2 minus x1, so this will be parallel to this and this is forming a rectangle. So this distance will also be x2 minus x1. Okay. Now again same thing. From here to here what is y2? And from here to here it is y1. So this distance, student, this distance will be y2 minus y1. Okay. Now you can understand the figure. Okay, see, this is y2 now, from here to here y2, and this is y1. So what will be this distance? The subtraction of y2 and y1. So that distance will be r y2 minus y1. Okay. Now see, from figure we can say AC will be x2 minus x1 and BC will be y2 minus y1. It is clear. See, AC will be equal to Mn now, and Mn is x2 minus x1, so AC will also x2 minus x1. Similarly, this distance is what? This distance is y2 minus y1. Now student, AC we have calculated x2 minus x1 and BC we calculated y2 minus y1. Okay, so we have to find AB. Now student, you can see this is a triangle, not triangle ABC, and this is which type of triangle, student? Triangle ABC will be a right angle triangle. So we will write triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Okay, triangle ABC will be right angle triangle. Why it is right angle triangle? Because it is x axis and it is y axis. See, these two lines are perpendicular na, so if these two are perpendicular, so this will be 90 degree, so the triangle formed will be right angle triangle. Now if triangle ABC is a right angle triangle, we know the value of AC, we know the value of BC, so we cannot take the value of AB, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem, what is Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. This you all know. And in this triangle, what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is the side in front of 90 degree. This is 90 degree, so the side in front of 90 degree is AB. So it means in place of h we can write AB ka square, because hypotenuse is AB, so it is AB square equal to what is P? P means perpendicular. Perpendicular is BC, so it will be BC square. And what is base? It is AC square. Okay. What we have done? We have calculated AC, we have calculated BC. Afterwards, we have seen that it is a right angle triangle because this line and this line is perpendicular to each other. So that angle will be 90 degree. Now, in this triangle, we have to find AB, and AB is our hypotenuse. So we can apply Pythagoras theorem, and Pythagoras theorem suggests that hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Okay. Now I will write here. So AB we have to calculate, student. Now value of BC we have calculated. The value of BC is y2 minus y1, and it is whole square, and value of AC is x2 minus x1 whole square. So if we have to find the value of AB, so AB will be equal to under root y2 minus y1 ka square plus x2 minus x1 ka square. Now I can erase this part, student, because I think this part you have clear. Okay, so please note down it. After that I will erase. Now I am going to erase it. Now in the starting we have we want to know the distance of A and B, so we have calculated the AB. So AB is comes, when we will write is in the sequence, we can say it is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay, here I can write AB is equal to under root x2 minus x1 square and y2 minus y1 square. So this is known as the distance formula of 2 points. Now one question comes in your mind that, see, here is square, and when we have taken the square root, we have taken only plus sign, we have not taken plus minus. Why we have not taken both the signs, student? Tell me the answer. Because when we have studied quadratic equation, so we have written that x square is equal to 4, so x is equal to plus minus under root 4. This I told you in the case of quadratic equation. But here we have taken only positive value. Why? The answer of this statement is that distance can never be negative, student. Whenever you find distance is negative, it means you are doing wrong, because distance is a scalar quantity also. And one more thing, whenever we measure distance, it will always be positive, it will never be negative. So that's why we have taken only plus sign. Okay, so whenever you find the distance is coming negative, correct it. Okay, distance can never be negative. Okay, so the distance, if you want to calculate the distance of 2 points, so we can apply this formula. This formula can be written like this also, or AB is equal to under root x1 minus x2 का square plus y1 minus y2 का square. Very simple formula, you can easily memorize. Both formula are same. Okay, either you will write x2 minus x1 का square or you will write x1 minus x2 का square. Both are same. क्योंकि square of negative and positive both number are same. So when you will reverse it also, na, it will come same only. So these two formula are same. Either you will write in this way or you will write in this way. So by this formula you can find the distance between any 2 points. If the 2 points is given, 2 points is given means its coordinate is given. So with the help of that distance formula you can find the distance between them. Okay, so this is the first formula. It is very important and it always comes in the board's examination. So memorize it. One question I can solve for you based upon distance formula so that you can understand. Okay, so this formula you can understand. Okay, suppose one question I am going to solve. Example, find distance between two points A, that is 4,2, and B, that is 6,5. Okay, we have to find the distance between this A and B. So what do? You write A, you write B, and you have to find the distance between them. The coordinate of A is 4,2, the coordinate of B is 6,5. So what do? This is our point 1 na? So suppose it is our x1 and it is our y1, and it is our x2 and it is our y2. So here x1 is 4, y1 is 2, here x2 is 6, y2 is 5. Okay, so by distance formula, student, by distance formula, the AB will be under root what? x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now put all the values. What is x2, student? x2 is what? 6. So 6 minus, what is x1? That is 4. So 6 minus 4 whole square plus, what is y2? That is 5. And what is y1? That is 2. So we have put all the values. Now solve it. Now see, 6 minus 4, that is 2, that is 2 ka square, plus 5 minus 2, that is 3, 3 ka square. So AB is equal to under root 2 ka square is 4 and 3 ka square is 9. So the AB will be under root 13. So you can leave the answer only up to like this only. Okay, under root 13. And because it is a distance and we don't know the unit, so you will write only units. When the unit is not given, you will write in the answer units, because it is a distance na, so it should have some unit, and unit is not given, so you will write only unit only. This unit can be anything. It can be centimeter, it can be meter, it can be kilometer, anything. Okay, so this is the application of distance formula. With the help of this you can find the distance between any two points. The proof of whatever proof I have given of distance formula is not coming in the board's examination, but you should know how the formula comes. You should know what is the proof of that formula. Okay, so that's why I told the proof. Otherwise in the board examination it does not come. Okay, so distance formula you can easily memorize, and with the help of distance formula you can easily find the distance of any two points. So I hope you have understood. Now what we will do, student, in the next part we will going to start our exercise 7.1. okay, so I hope you have understood. So in the next part we will going to solve some more application of distance formula. Okay, so till then student, have a nice day, take care, thank you.